Good morning. We will start with a new chapter, pair of linear equations in two variables. So in our previous session, we completed polynomials chapter. I had also given you all one homework. I would like you all to check that with the answers given in the textbook. In case you get a wrong answer, please resolve it again. If not, you are not getting it, please call and confirm. So, pair of linear equation in two variables you've already studied in 9th standard, but it was linear equation in two variables what we had. We did not solve pair of linear equations simultaneously or together. So, here before we understand with this exactly pair of linear equations in two variables, let's first understand what is an equation and what is an algebraic expression. A combination of constants and variables connected by four fundamental arithmetical operations, that is plus, minus, into, division, is called algebraic expression. This algebraic expression with the equal to sign is called as an equation. So if I have an algebraic expression either with plus, minus, into, division with a variable and a constant equal to sign, then that is called a equation. So here pair of linear equation in two variables, when we talk about, it is an equation which involves two variables, say x and y, together we are solving it with highest power of 1. For example, now 3x minus y plus 5. Highest power of x is 1, highest power of y is 1. So this is equation of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a and b are not equal to 0 and a, b, c are real constants. So here in this chapter we are going to solve linear equation, that is pair of linear equations simultaneously to find the value of x and y of the given variable. This finding pair of linear equations or solutions to the pair of linear equations when we solve, it is done by several methods. Methods of solving pair of linear equations in two variables can be done in graphical method, substitution method, elimination method, cross multiplication method, and equations reducible to pair of linear equation form method. We will be doing in detail with all these methods along with the verbal sums. First, we will start with graphical method. That means how do we represent this linear equations graphically. Now, I want you all to give the heading as pair of linear equation in two variables and copy down this in your mathematics book. Later, when we solve this graphical method, that will be done in the graph book only. So please take out your graph book also, which I have given it to you. But this whole thing, right from this equation, algebraic expression, linear equation in two variables, methods of solving pair of linear equation, all the details what I have written on the board should be written in your mathematics book, 400 pages. Please copy this down. So we first start with graphical method. So in graphical method, the first exercise, there are only 3 sums. That is, all these 3 sums we are going to represent this graphically. Now you all have your graph book. So please take out your graph book. So today's exercise, 3 questions, that is 3 sums will be solved in graph book. That means you need to write the question also in the graph book, solution also in the graph book, and of course graph also in the graph book. Now I am repeating this again and again because let the things be very clear. You need not message or ask where should we draw graph, where should we write the question, what should we write where. So things should be very clear. I think I have made it very clear where to write, what to write where. So take out your graph book for this. And please copy the question. Do not leave the question blank and start with the solution. First question, since it's a verbal problem, our first thing is to always read the question first, then divide the question and try to write what is given. So let's read this. Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were then. Also, 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. Isn't this interesting? Represent this situation algebraically and graphically. Algebraically means we need to write the statement, get the equation. Writing equation is algebraically. Representing the equation algebraically on the graph is graphically. So, let's again read the question from the beginning. Let us read that part by part. Aftab tells his daughter 7 years ago. So Aftab tells his daughter, now both the ages are unknown, right? So let us consider the present age of Aftab and his daughter to be x and y respectively. So the first one, I will assume that let the present age of Aftab be x years and his daughter's age same, and his present age, that is what we have got told, daughter's age be y years. Okay, next. So we understood what are the present ages. 7 years ago, right here. 7 years ago. Now 7 years ago, that means now if I tell you your present age is 15, 3 years ago, what will you do? 15 minus 3 you do, right? With the present age. So present age is x, 7 years ago. So what will be Aftab's age? X minus 7. What will be his daughter's age? Daughter's age. Y minus 7. Okay. Now read the question again. 7 years ago, I was here. Aftab was 7 times as old as you. That is his daughter. So we'll write here by data. Aftab was, what they have given, 7 times as old as you, as nothing but 7 times as old as daughter's age. See, write this all stepwise. It will be easy for you. What is Aftab's age here? X minus 7. 7 times daughter's age, y minus 7. So let's simplify. X minus 7 is equal to 7y minus 49. Let us transpose everything to this side. So this will be x minus 7y. So minus 7, 49 will come this side. So this will be plus 49. So 7 minus 7 plus 49 is plus 42 is equal to 0. Is this very clear? Okay. So the first equation is this. Algebraically we represented this. That is the age is x minus 7y. Minus 49 comes this side, plus 49. Minus 7 plus 49, 42. Algebraically we represented the first one. Next. 3 years from now. That is from now 3 years. If I tell your age is 15, 3 years from now means 15 plus 3 you will do it. Right here. After 15 years, after not 15 years, 3 years from now, 3 years. So again we will write what will be Aftab's age here. Aftab's age will be x plus 3 and daughter's age will be y plus 3. Then 3 years from now, I shall be, Aftab will be 3 times as old as his daughter. Again, by data, Aftab will be 3 times his daughter. How do you write it? Aftab is x plus 3. That is equal to 3 of y plus 3. X plus 3 is equal to 3y plus 9. Let us shift this sign. X minus, we'll take it here. X minus 3y. 3 minus 9 is minus 6 is equal to 0. Equation 2. X minus 3y. Why am I making this mistakes? 9 minus 3 minus 6 is equal to 0. This is the second equation. That means we represented their ages whatever were given in algebraic form. Now let us try to represent this in the graphical form. So for that I need to again draw a tabular column, tabulate for x values, y values for drawing graph. So I need to erase this. Meanwhile, you can just copy down this here in your graph book. So we'll do the further things. So these are the two equations which we obtained from the previous sum what they had given. Now we have to find the values for x and y to tabulate in the graph. But to find the value of x and y, we need to first arrange the given equation in the form of y is equal to ax plus y is equal to ax plus c. This is the form how you have to represent it so that you can get values for x and y. Let us use this form to represent this now. What we will do here is, we will keep x plus 42 here only. X plus 42 is equal to, let us transpose 7y. That means x plus 42 divided by 7 is equal to y. Right? So y is equal to x plus 42 divided by 7. Now here you need to give values for x so that when we calculate, we'll get values for y. You can have a separate calculation section here to do it. Since it is very simple, I'll be doing oral calculation. You all know how to do this since you all have done graph last year. So we require tabular column neatly done x and y. How many values are important? See, depending on the graph, I always suggest have minimum 3 to 4 values, always. Usually I suggest 5 values because you can easily draw the graph, but minimum 3 values is must and should, not below that. So 3 to 4 values you need to have to draw the graph correctly. So try to give a value in such a way that you will not get y value in fraction. The numbers are divisible by 7, such numbers only will take when we add with this. Okay. First, let us give x is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, 42 by 7. So 7 ones are 7, 6 are 42. You understood this calculation, right? You can also do this. Let x is equal to 0 and do it. Since you all know how to do, I am just doing this orally. Next value, what I will do here now, I will give x value as 7. 42 plus 7 is 49. 7 ones are 7, 7s are 49. Okay. Now, the trick is here, always try to keep a value which is already present in the graph, the bigger value. Now, in both the algebraic representation, if you see, 42 is the biggest number. Give 42 as a number so that in graph we get the solution very easily. That's a trick. You should be knowing this. So I will give now x is equal to 42. So if x is equal to 42, 42 plus 42 is 84, right? Divided by 7. 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14. So your answer is 12. Enough. 3 values are enough to do. Enough, we can do it here. Is this very clear? Let's go for this. Here also, what we will do here now, I will keep x minus 6 here. I will shift 3 by that side. So this will become plus 3y. X minus 6 divided by 3 is equal to y. Therefore, y is equal to x minus 6 divided by 3. Give values in such a way that it should be divisible by 3. First, make a tabular column x and y. Okay. First value, shall I give x is equal to 0? 3 ones are 3 minus 2s are. Okay. Next value I'll give x is equal to 6. 6 minus 6, 0. 0 by 3 is 0. Right. Now next value, what have we do? Anything we can give here. So we have one 12 here. Okay, give 12. It should be divisible, that's all. 12 minus 6 is 6. 6 divided by 3, 2. So when x is this is 2. One more value if you want, you can give, otherwise you can leave. I will give x value as 18. Now how do I know I have to give this only? See children, assume that I will give 10. 10 minus 6 is what? 4. 4 divided by 3, fraction. I'll give 11. 11 minus 6, no, I'll give 12. 12 minus 6, 6. I'll give 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And the number after subtracting should be divisible by 3. I'm looking for such numbers. The example I'll give 18. So 18 minus 6 divisible by 3? Yes. So it is 4. 18 minus 6 is 12. 12 by 3 is 4. So these values you have got. Main thing here in the question, getting the algebraic expression and making the tabular column. Tabular column should be neatly done. If in case you want the working, do the working there only. Then you can start with this. Right? This should be written in the same manner how I have written. Now again, and now don't ask me where I should write this in the graph book. You all know, right? Where the writing part comes and where the graph part comes. So you all will finish this. Since I do not have a space, I'll be again erasing and drawing a graph now. So please copy down this. Then we'll draw the graph for these tabulated values. So this is what you will draw in your graph. Now I have written this because I do not have a written part there. You already have this written thing in your another page. With that you can refer. I have written this only for my reference. Whenever you draw the graph, first of all, on your right hand corner at the top should be the scale. Scale carries half mark. Even if your whole graph is correct and you miss writing a scale, you will lose your half mark. Scale is must and should. How to choose the scale? Depending upon the given graph values, you can choose your scale wisely. You all know this, but still I am repeating. So scale is must and should. See what values you want. If you want very few in negative axis, try to adjust your graph accordingly. Whatever values you take here need not be taken here. See the values where x is more, y is more, negative is still where. Depending on that, you need to adjust in your graph sheet. Now, for plotting the first part, first of all, x-axis I have chosen the scale as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So x-axis, one unit is nothing but one box in the graph. One unit is 5 centimeter, right? X-axis. Y-axis, one unit I have taken it as 2 centimeter. That means you know now, one box is 2 centimeter scale. Let's plot it. For the first one, x is 0. This is 0, 0. Y is 6. The graph comes here. X is 0, so y is 6. Next one, x is 7. Now here my graph might vary a bit because I do not have the smaller lines here, but you have that. So count 5 to 10, 5 to 2. You can count and come to know that, which is 7. Okay, 7 comes somewhere here. If it is 7, it is 7 here also. So somewhere it has to come here. I will just draw some dotted lines. So it will come at this point. Okay. Right? So x is 7, y is also 7. Next value is x is 42, y is 12. 42 where it comes somewhere between here, and y is 12. So 42 and 12 I need to just draw some imaginary line here to see where it comes. See, for you it will be very easy because you already have lines in your graph, right? But I do not have those lines there. So 42 and 12 graphical represent what you have in this year's syllabus, the values are quite, you need to stretch the line. So I don't think if you have a smaller scale, you might go wrong. So use at least a 30 centimeter scale if you have. It is the good best suggested. So because you can draw, see even my scale is not sufficient here. So what will happen in such conditions? Graph will go wrong, straight line will go wrong. Okay, anyhow, we'll first try to join these 2 points. Based on that, I will join the next point. Yes, I think I got it. Still, mine is not looking a bit straight. Okay, kindly adjust it here. So this is the graph. You actually get all points on the first finished drawing for the first line. Next, we'll go with the next point. So it is 0 and minus 2. 0 and minus 2. It comes here. 6 and 0. 6 and 0. X-axis 6 and y-axis 0. It comes somewhere. 5 is here. So, okay, I will take somewhere between this point. Next, 12 and 2. So 10 is here, 15 is here, 12 somewhere it has to come, and 2, that means 2 is this point. Next, 18 and 4. 15 is here, 20 is here, 18 somewhere in this between point, and 4 at this point here. Okay, so now I need to draw a straight line with respect to this. Actually, this has to go straight. Yes. I'm slightly adjusting because scale what I choose and what I draw here might not be accurate. Just try to extend this. See where it actually meets. Okay, it actually meets here. This is the point where your graph is meeting. This is the point where your graph is meeting, and this means graph is intersecting at this point here. It actually meets correctly. You got to know now how? Now where is it intersecting? This is intersecting at, read the x-axis value, 42 and 12. It is intersecting at 42 and 12. That's all what we have to do here is. Another thing what you have to do now, what is this equation? Please write this equation for. So this equation was for x, second equation now, yes, x minus 3y minus 6 is equal to 0. This equation was for x minus 7y plus 42 is equal to 0. That's enough if you write it. Conclusion part. The intersecting point you can write either here or on the graph written part where you have written. The intersecting point of the graph is 42 and 12. That's all what you have to do. So now you understood why a bigger scale is required. The lines will go accurately straight. So more important thing is choose the scale wisely and do not forget to write the scale on the right corner of the page. So this is how you represent the graphical representation of the first one. Now second question what I will do is I will give the algebraic expression. I will give you the tabular column. You have to do the graph for that. Quickly finish this. We'll start with the next one. So let's start with the second one. The coach of a cricket team buys 3 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,900. Later she buys another bat and 3 more balls of the same kind for rupees 1,300. Represent this situation algebraically and geometrically. Very simple. So we'll start. Let the cost of one bat be rupees X and the cost of one bat be rupees X and one ball be rupees Y. I have not dropped the X's there, that's okay. Let the cost of one bat be rupees X and one ball be rupees Y. Directly, this is a direct question. By data or according to the question. So directly you write 3 bats, that is 3x plus 6 balls, that is 6y is equal to 3,900. Now Now here we can take common. We can take 3 as common here. So if you take 3 common, this will be 3 2s are, that is equal to 3900. So x plus 2y is equal to, this 3 comes down, 3 1s are, 3 3s are. So 1300 is the first equation. Okay. Next equation. Later she buys another bat. So second equation is another bat plus 3 more balls for rupees 1300. Equation 2. Directly this. So understood? Later she buys another bat, 3 more balls for rupees 1300. Graphically we have represented this. No, algebraically we have represented this. Yes. Now let's try to represent this graphically for that equation. So I just draw a line and put the equation here. This can be written as, for the first one, 2y is equal to 1300 minus x. Therefore y is equal to 1300 minus x divided by 2. I'll give the values for x and y here as I had told. I'll give you the tabular column values. So it's your duty to plot the graph. I'll give you it. I'll plot the second equation also. Next is 3y is equal to 1300 minus x. Y is equal to 1300 minus x divided by 3. Tabular column for x and y also. So the first value you can take this as, if this is 100, this will be 600. I'll give the values what I had taken to draw. It is 100, 600. Then you can take this as 300. Y value will be 500. You can take this as 1000. This is going to be 150. One more value, 1300. And this is 0. Understood why I took 1300 as a trick? Whatever is the highest value, it is better we can take that. So, yes. For this particular thing, I will tell the first value is 100, y value is 400. If this is 400, then this is 300. You can calculate this, 1000. See, you need not also stick to these values. You can also take some higher values and you can try. Now scale, it is left to you. Now I have told you how to use the scale. So you should be knowing how to, depending on this given graph, what should be your x-axis and what should be your y-axis scale. Depending on that, you should be doing this. This graph is also an intersecting graph. Intersecting means this is a graph, it will intersect at one particular point. Yes? So the previous graph also was an intersecting graph. Let us see the next one, how it is going to be. So please copy this down. Now you will know what to do with this. Do this same as the previous one. And the last one. The cost of 2 kg apples and 1 kg grapes on a day was found to be rupees 160. After a month, the cost of 4 kg apples and 2 kg grapes was rupees 300. Represent this situation algebraically and graphically. So again the same, let the cost of 1 kg apple be rupees X and 1 kg grapes, right? Yes, be rupees Y. Directly now, by data. So the cost of 2 kg apple, 2x plus 1 kg grapes, 1y is equal to rupees 160. Directly, there is nothing what you can do it here. Equation 1. And the next one, and after a month, the cost of 4 kg apples, 4x plus 2 kg grapes, 2y was found to be how much? 300. So we can take 2 common here. So 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2 is equal to 300. So 2x plus y is equal to 2x divided 150. So these are the two equations which we represented them algebraically. So to represent it graphically, we need to write that in the standard form. So the first one, 2x plus y is equal to 160. Y is equal to 160 minus 2x. You can plot the values for x and y. Now, next similarly, 2x plus y is equal to 150. Y is equal to 150 minus 2x. Write the tabulated column for x and y. I'll give you the x and y tabulated column what I have got. When x is 50, y is 60. X is 50, 2 into 50, 100. 160 minus 100, 60. Like that you have to calculate it. X is 40, y is 80. X is 100, y is, because 160 minus 200, minus 40. Next, for this, x is 50, y is 50, x is 30, y is 90, and x is 100, y is minus 50. Right? So we need to represent this now graphically. Now when you represent this graphically, choose your scale wisely for x and y axis. Now, the first two sums what you had done, they were intersecting. That is, the graph was in some this form. Wherever it was intersecting at a point. There are types of graph. It is intersecting graph, coinciding graph, and parallel graph. So now both the graphs were intersecting. This third one, what you do the graph will be of this manner. That means the values when you plot for x and y for both the graphs, they do not intersect at all at each other. That means they are parallel. So why they are parallel? What is the assumption if they are parallel? That we will be studying in the next session. Now our role is to only represent the given situation algebraically, which we have done it. After doing that, represent them graphically. That's all. So when you plot the graph, you get a parallel lines. Conclusion will be the lines are not intersecting, hence they are parallel. That should be your conclusion. Yes, very clear. So the lines will be parallel here for this graph. Why it is parallel? Why the assumption? Let us see that in our next class. Assumption, what are the conditions when the graphical representation gives us parallel, intersecting and coinciding? We have not done any sums on coinciding. Coinciding means one graph, when one plotting what you do, the graph will come like this. Second, what you do will also come on this only. It will overlap. That is called as coinciding. So you can finish this. The values are given. So any doubt you can call and confirm. So scale you need to choose it by yourself. You all know how to choose the scale. I have explained that. Also you have been doing this from your previous classes at all. So with this we will complete today's class. Tomorrow's session we will see what are the criteria for these graph, that is if they have a intersecting, non-intersecting, parallel or coinciding one. So any doubt in today's class you can call and